think you should.
What's going on, world? You got another episode of Miseducated Opinion. You got your boy TJ here. Another solo dolo episode, but you know your boy Caleb, he'll be back. So what's been going on out y'all in the world or whatever? This episode, like I say, I'm gonna keep them a little bit short or whatever. But on this episode here, I want to speak on the Who Killed Malcolm X documentary. That documentary was super, super dope. And like, I thought I was a Malcolm X fan, or he was my hero, if you want to say it like that or whatever. But it let me know I'm not much of a follower of Malcolm X as I thought I was. Didn't take none away from him in the documentary. If anything, it added to his legacy to me. And like the guy that was the narrator, the guy that was doing the walk in the documentary, I feel like, hey man, much salute to that brother there, man. Like he put in the work or whatever. And it's not like he one of these super celebrities that got all this type of money. It was just something, one of his passions that, you know what I'm saying, that he chose to follow. And it took him to a whole nother level. I guess you could say he had the Mamba mentality or whatever, if that's what we're gonna go with or whatever, that's the phrase now. But like, bro, man, like he did some real deep work. And so I'm looking down because I'm looking at some of the things that was noted with the documentary here or whatever. But man, I mean, just like much salute to that brother, man. Like he really put in his work. And to say that like it's not 100% positive, but it's like 99.9% in my opinion that they found out who was one of the who was two. Well, they already knew one of them. So who's 2 or 5 of the people that played a role in the actual shooting of Malcolm X. Like I feel like it went up the chain or whatever. Like it went above these guys. But to say the guy that hit him with the sawed-off shotgun, like to say that they found out who it was. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say found out because according to the documentary, a lot of people knew. A lot of people knew that what it was, especially in Newark, New Jersey. Like it was like a hush-hush thing or whatever. Well, I think it was the Mosque 25. Yeah, I think it was the 25th chapter or whatever. But I mean, like, wow, like that right there, like, it threw me, and each episode had me more and more intrigued or whatever. And I feel like, man, you know, that was just powerful, you know what I'm saying? Because most of the times with your heroes or people that's been assassinated and stuff like this, like you really don't have all the details. And from what the information that's been put out or whatever, they narrowed it down pretty big. Some of the other assailants, no, I say this, they weren't noted in the documentary, like if they know who they were, anything like that. So that part right there is still into question. The only thing that was saddening about it though is like right when dude got all the information, everything he needed, and he was nervous or anticipated how he was gonna speak to this guy or whatever, like what was their conversation was gonna be like, and to say that he passed away. So that right there was like, wow, like I don't know how I would react to that. You know, he'd even know like how he would talk to the guy, but to say you don't did all this work basically his whole life, and to say the rug was pulled from up under you, that's pretty big or whatever. That's pretty powerful, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, man, like that right there will bother me. But like I say, to say that it's some type of closure to it. I never felt like Elijah Muhammad had his hands in the actual assassination of Malcolm X, but I don't feel like that he. Well, you know, let me change that, because people that were hearing his speeches or whatever, they said that he said, "Don't put your hands on Brother Malcolm or whatever. Leave that man alone." So with that being said, I'm not gonna say that he didn't detour people away from it, but maybe some of the language that was said that, you know what I'm saying, it was left up for interpretation on what should be done about it. I say it like that. There, it was more like you can interpret this how you want to interpret it or whatever. But I'm just saying, don't touch him. But you know, in close quarters, I think that's when he really spoke on how he really felt about the situation. Because at the end of the day, it was everything was getting played out in front of the media for us, the feud between them two. So I mean, I don't feel like he wanted any harm to come to him, but I feel like at the same time he wouldn't be mad if harm did come to him or whatever. And if you listen to I knew it was jealousy, like I knew that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These are some of the things that I knew before the documentary. But because to say somebody came in and rose to prominence just like that was like it was unheard of, you know. So or it might have been some people that already had their foot in the door, and when he came into the play, like, but if you listen to the brother talk, man, I mean, like, if Malcolm X speeches don't move you, I mean, like, I don't know what to say. Like, he was a deep brother or whatever. But it also that documentary, like, I never felt like he was perfect, but you know, I mean, like, just his walk was dope to me or whatever. But to show that like he had flaws and ego got in the way, so you know it doesn't like it doesn't warrant death, but it does show you that the man ego got into his play too. Like you know you get that power, you get the big head. So I mean just being an honest person speaking on it, Malcolm X got the big head or whatever. So, you know, but it wasn't to the point where he didn't realize his flaws because he did apologize. He did write letters. He did try to call to get back into the nation of Islam. But people, the people that were in between him and Elijah, they didn't allow that to happen or whatever. And henceforth, you know, how everything played out. And then I think when Malcolm really he hit his tipping point with the Nation of Islam is when they were trying to take his home away from him. And I get it from both ends of the game. Like I get it from I'm not gonna say Elijah himself actually did that, but the Nation of Islam trying to take his house from him. Like, look, bro, you're not with us no more, so you can't stay here no more. Like, you got to go. But I also get it from Malcolm X. Like, look, man, look at all the work I don't put in here. Look how I built this nation from where it was to where it's at now or whatever. And you're gonna take I deserve this for the work I put in. So, you know, but I think that was the tipping point when he spoke on things about Elijah with these other females or quote unquote with other females, you know what I'm saying, with these outside babies or whatever. So I think when he said, "Oh, you pushed me to a point where I can't take it no more." So I got it from his perspective too, like I said, but I still get it from both ends or whatever. And I think like if those two men could have just sat down and talked, it would have been dope. But um, you seen this same type of thing play out with Khalid Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan. You know, it was the in between people that didn't allow it to talk. But one thing Khalid said, you would not have another Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad type situation. I love Minister Farrakhan or whatever. He always spoke highly of him, even after the split riff or whatever. But he did say, you know what I'm saying, he would like to get back in or whatever. He said he wrote him, he had called him and all this type of stuff here. But he say he doesn't he wasn't backtracking what he was saying. I think he was saying he was just out of bounds because he was told not to. But he said he still stood on it or whatever. So, you know, I feel like that was dope or whatever. Like you can't like you can't deny the impact of what these men or people had to do with going back to Elijah and Farrakhan or whatever. I mean Elijah and Malcolm or whatever. But like I said, if those two men could have sat down and talked or whatever, and the people that covered up for the guy that quote unquote or allegedly was the shotgun man or whatever, like man, shame on y'all brothers, man. You know, I understand like this your guy here, man, but like wrong is wrong. So what ground of levels of right do you stand on? You know, I'm not like I say, um, if it was like, okay, let me say if it was my brother I don't think I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be the one to go up here and say, hey, my brother did it. Well, matter of fact, I know I wouldn't. So I get that you want to protect your guy, man, but like like this man was assassinated, not I mean because of his words, because somebody you followed or whatever. So I don't know, man. Like well, I guess I can say I get it from their perspective, whatever. And I guess I'm being selfish because I'm a fan of Malcolm X, and I feel like y'all should have said something or whatever. So, but it looked like the cover up for that went up in the ranks of New Jersey or whatever, Newark to be exact or whatever. Like that's the part that's like kind of confusing about it or whatever. Like man, I don't know, man. Like I get it, I guess, man. But shout out to the documentary though. Like the documentary was super dope, super dope. Like I mean, I was impressed. Like it's one I don't most of the times like it's few things that I watch once and I go back and watch again. It's like it's certain things or whatever, certain movies. Like I mean, like watching TV if it just happened to come on. But like for me to go and look for it to watch again, it's very few things that fall in that category. This right here makes me want to watch it again. It makes me want to watch other documentaries or whatever. And who's to say that this hasn't been said or whatever? Because I was watching what's the guy name? I want to say Professor James Smiles, and I could be saying his name wrong, and I could be saying the wrong person. But I saw him on the show, and he was saying that like, yeah, everybody already knew that or whatever. So it's just like the people that's not on the ends or whatever that don't know the ins and outs of the situation or whatever, So I don't know. I mean, I would like to know more details or whatever. I would like the shotgun man or whatever. I want to hear his story of his turnaround or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because like to say that you hear it though, he became like a pillar in the community or whatever. So that was, I mean, that aspect of it was cool. But just to say you're the guy that killed Malcolm X, like a martyr, and if he wasn't a martyr, you made him one. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say what Malcolm X's legacy would have been? Because like you see a lot of people, and I'm not putting them on that same pedestal of Malcolm X, but you see a lot of people that were prominent in that walk or whatever, and they're still revered now. But it's like it's not the way Malcolm and Martin are looked at, because I think death puts you over the top. Like okay, you can look at the whole thing with Kobe. Like we all love Kobe game or whatever. I like I said, I wasn't a Laker fan, I wasn't a Kobe fan, but we all love this game, and we all like acknowledge how great this man was, and like we revered it. But when he passed, it just put him on a whole nother pedestal. I can say for the rest of the year, and I had to talk with a client of mine for the rest of the year. And everybody know I'm a Michael Jordan fan, die hard, dopest player, greatest player ever to play. But for the next year, if somebody say Kobe's the greatest player ever, you won't hear no argument out of me or whatever. You won't hear like one bit of an argument out of me or whatever. But that's just for a year because of the sudden death or whatever, like the untimely death. So that's what I'm saying. Like with death, like it kind of puts you in another conversation or whatever. So I feel like with that being said, uh it's a good and a bad to come out of his death or whatever. And the good is because it made you pay more attention to the words that came out of this man's mouth, acknowledging his walk, acknowledging his thought process or whatever. Like it makes you look at it a little bit different or whatever. So with that being said, if he was to still be alive, I don't know if it would be looked at. Now I'm not saying like we want to acknowledge, oh, Malcolm X was a great man and everything. I'm not saying we want to say that at all. I'm not. If you think that's what I'm saying, you're wrong. I'm not saying that. It's just like I'm saying, like when you die, it puts your words like it holds more weight to it or whatever. Like even if you look at what the Christianity religion or whatever, like one of the things that put Jesus over the top was the fact that he died. Like if he would have lived a long and natural life, whatever, who knows how you know what I'm saying, according to that story, how that would have played out or whatever. So like death just put you on a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, stratosphere or whatever. So I mean, I felt like that was pretty interesting, whatever, but like I feel like I'm dumbfounded. Like I should have been doing more work. You know what I'm saying? Studying him. I'm just looking at his speeches and his books and stuff. Like that's one of the first books I did read. You know what I'm saying? Was the Malcolm X biography or whatever. the autobiography of Malcolm X or whatever. So that right there, I mean, like, but it was crazy. Okay, even with that being said, this show you how dope the man was because that autobiography was being put together while he was alive. And if I'm not mistaken, like when he passed, it was Alice Haley finished some of it without him. Now, I could be wrong. Miseducated opinion. I don't know. I think I know. So that right there, but like he was already been acknowledged as a great man, but like death is just something different or whatever. So that's that. Another thing I want to speak on is Amanda Seals and the Jessie Smollett, whatever he said, Smollett, whatever brother name is, whatever. The dude from Empire, whatever. She made a statement like, if I'm not mistaken, she said his it should be honored of what he did or whatever. And I feel like, man, Shawty, you tripping. Like, and like, Shawty say some dope stuff sometimes, but sometimes I think she go too far of being this woke female or whatever. And it vilifies some of the things she say, or it makes you numb to some of the things she say, because every now and then, not saying all the time, but every now and then, Shawty say some stuff that just like over the top. Like, Shawty, come on now, you doing too much or whatever. You want to be too much in the conversation or too much in the how of the now, or you want to be the new talking conversation. And sometimes when you get that conversation, it doesn't mean that it's done in a positive way. So with her speaking on that and saying that like what he did was should be looked upon highly in a certain, I feel like that's bull. Like, because it's too many times where people actually go through that type of stuff and their words are not heard, their words are not acknowledged or whatever. And then to say this man right here did that or whatever, and now it'll make it where the next time something like that happen, somebody might be like, well, you niggas lie anyway, so why the fuck should I listen to you? Because look at you niggas playing games. They already don't respect when we cry that certain type of violences are happening towards us, or certain type of racism is being displayed or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So for her to do that, I mean, I feel like that's a disjustice to people like Emmett Till, let me see, Trayvon Martin, you know what I'm saying? Like, people like that actually went through situations where their life was threatened and actually taken in some instances or whatever. So, I feel like she need to do better with that. Like that was just like total out of bounds to me, and it doesn't mean like some of the things she say, it doesn't strike a nerve with you in a positive way, because I remember the first time I ever heard of her or acknowledged that I knew who she was on the Breakfast Club. So when she was, I like, man, shout it, like, man, she pretty. How does attractive female has this much of a head on her shoulders? You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, she supposed to be the bad and bougie type female. You know what I'm saying? All up in hers, but like, man, like, shout it really got a head on her shoulders. So I'm like, okay, I hear. But then every now and then, if you listen to her completely, she go there and she's the type of female where she's never wrong, or she's always the victim or whatever. But like I said, it does acknowledge from her knowledge of words and how she articulate things and how she sees what's going on or whatever. And I use the word woke because, quote unquote, that's the thing to say. Now I even hate saying woke. Like, I don't even like that term or whatever. I mean, I know what's up. I just say that I know what's up. But for Shawty just to make to take a situation where a dude did something for fame and popularity to boost himself up and put it in a situation where, you know what I'm saying, he should be respected for what he did. Nah, that's some fuck shit what bro did, to be honest with you. Like, he on some real boogie type stuff or whatever. Like, what kind of man play that type of game? And I remember bro said that he was the gay Tupac. Like, I don't even know how to like, what? Like, bro, you tripping, you doing too much, man. Like, my nigga, stop playing. So he shouldn't be the one. You know what I'm saying? It's instances where these things have actually got the eye of the media, or people are talking about it. He shouldn't be the one, because like I said, it's too many times when situations like this and people uh words get unheard. So he needed a swift kicking in his ass, to be honest with you. And if you want to stand with him, you need a swift kicking in your ass too. So yeah, that's some left field stuff there, whatever. So I don't even know how much time I want to spend on talking about bro, whatever, like, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that's beyond my understanding or whatever, like what bro for come on. Hold on, let me get a cup of water real quick. Well, a sip of water. You understand, if you're up here talking like this or whatever, or even before you doing your show, like when you talk, you know what I'm saying, you kind of dry your mouth out or whatever. So that's that or whatever. Y'all know, yeah, y'all talk, you know what I'm saying? But if what I want from you guys or whatever, because I'm not gonna talk about this homosexual no moment. Like that nigga a weirdo, and she weird for standing with what he doing or whatever. That's some crazy stuff. But for the people that watch this, whatever, like I want y'all feedback on what you feel like I can do to up my game on my podcast and keep you interested where you want to tune in or subscribe and hit the likes and all that stuff there. I don't know how the algorithm going on with the YouTube stuff, because I'm new to the game. So the only people that affect is the people that's been doing it for a while and they used to a certain type of way. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So everything they got going on, it's like it's just normal to me. But I would like to get you guys feedback on what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, for a while it's gonna be me. I got a partner of mine. I'm gonna bring onto the show too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the guy that, you know what I'm saying, rub elbows with the celebrities or whatever. Matter of fact, I just talked to him before I did the show. He's in, I think he said North Carolina with DC Young Fly and they 85 South Show or whatever. So he been talking to me for a while about doing the show or whatever. It's just like I just haven't extended my hand to bring him in or whatever. But I don't know if I'm gonna bring him in right away, because like I'm actually like doing it by myself, or not saying like I'm gonna this is the way I stand on it, but I'm cool with doing it by myself. So it just make me more engaged with you guys or whatever, you know, because this ain't easy like people think it is or whatever. Because like I'm sitting up here looking at a freaking camera, like I'm talking to myself, and then I'm gonna send it out to you guys, and you know you're gonna agree or disagree or whatever. But I'm getting used to it. Like I say with Caleb, you know what I'm saying? It was a situation where me and him started doing it because I asked him, because first of all, because you know what I'm saying, he think, you know what I'm saying, some of the things he say I agree with, some of the stuff, you know, I feel like y'all see y'all call him on or whatever. But he was one of the guys that helped me get comfortable with actually doing the show, because speaking to a microphone and all, it's kind of crazy, whatever, and getting your words out. So as time go along, you're gonna see I'm gonna get more and more quicker with this here, more and more, you know what I'm saying, not getting stuck on my words. But if you look at when me and him first started off to where we at now, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole nother lane or whatever. But I know a lot of people might have some positive feedback, might have some negative feedback, you know what I'm saying? Just let me know, you know, I'm gonna check it out or whatever. Uh, so like I said, I'm not gonna take up too much of you guys' time or whatever, you know. So like I say, each show gonna be like uh, up to 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes or whatever. Those I didn't really have too much to talk about, you know. So I just wanted to talk about the Malcolm X documentary. What's like I say, once again, it's super dope. Like that right there, you know what I'm saying, it brought a smile to my face just to see, you know what I'm saying, that he's been recognized. And it did. You know what though? What's crazy about that though? And I think it hit me like a couple days ago. I'm hearing that the documentary out, but I'm not thinking, okay, it's Black History Month, that's why they're releasing it. Like that went totally over my head or whatever. I didn't even think about it, because I like this whole Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I like if it's a holiday worth talking about or whatever, you know, or a month of worth talking about, because it's it's so many other things that go on during this month. Like what has been acknowledged about it? I don't see it where it's been talked about, like the All-Star game going on tonight. Now I seen that they honored David Stern. I see that they honored Kobe, rightfully so. But did you speak on anything about Black History Month though? You know what I'm saying? I seen Common do his thing, and he spoke of Fred Hampton and all that type of stuff there, which is dope. But just acknowledge Black History Month. I don't. I think only thing I know to do that is PBS. PBS is the only thing that acknowledges Black History Month. Like, so I've been watching that for, you know what I'm saying? I was reading thing, it was called well, not read, I'm sorry, I was watching today. It was talking about, I think it's ninth. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's talking about Ninth Street in Harlem or whatever. I mean, not Harlem, but Little Rock, Arkansas. And it was showing basically how they gentrified their whole neighborhood, how you had a prominent neighborhood being successful, and how they gentrified it and built the highway through it and got them from one side of the town to the next, and like only one building remaining from that was predominantly from that predominantly Black neighborhood of businesses and things like that. It's one building. It's owned by a white lady now, and she make flags now. So it ain't no salt on her name because hey, she bought a business, but it's just showing that like how that whole community was wiped out. So I don't know why I went to this rant about Black History Month because it's fake to me. I just say that maybe when they first did it, it might have had some moments, or maybe like you in school, you see a little bit more when you out here in this rat race. You know what I'm saying? Working, paying bills, taking care of your family, stuff like that. I don't think it's really acknowledged or whatever. Like anything that you with Black History Month that you become accessible to or are not knowledgeable of is either like mistake like me with today. I was just watching going through the channels and stopped on PBS and I saw that or whatever. Or it's a situation where you go out there and do the research or you're around people that like really adore this time of month or whatever, which I feel like just to break our history down into 1 month is a bunch of bullshit anyway. But you know, hey, it is what it is. But it's like you got President's Day, the Grammys. I think it's the Grammys, the Oscars, whatever the award show it is that just went on or whatever. I don't watch them shows. You got the All Star Game. What else you got to go on during this time here or whatever? It's one more thing. I think that's at the beginning or whatever. But it's like you share. I mean, every month you got different things going on. But I feel like if it's gonna be ours, let it be ours, whatever. And if it's something that we gonna share with, let it be something that's Black. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Black History Month. But we take out so many days of Black History Month to acknowledge other things. So is it really Black History Month or just hey you do, you know what I'm saying? You got a title. So February just Valentine's Day. That's what it is, Valentine's Day. So you know what I'm saying? We just have a title, but I don't think it's like it's not really a big thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You might see a commercial here and there, but it's all fake and phony. So I mean, I can't put too much weight into Black History Month like that. Like with me, like my mom put me onto certain things, whatever, like I say, accidentally or purposely, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't something that just happened doing Black. Maybe she started getting them books I said when I was a kid or whatever, and it just carried on. Maybe she started doing it in Black History Month, but I just know every week I was getting a magazine with like a little for a kid to read though, or a little book or whatever. You know what I'm saying, about different things that Black people did, and that made me interested in my people, or whatever, you know. And then when I got to the point when I could actually pick up a book that I chose to read, like I say, it was the autobiography of Malcolm X, and the second book was the Miseducation of the Negro, quote unquote, where I get the name of the show from or whatever. So yeah, that part right there is on point to me or whatever. So you know, I guess I just get back at with me. Let me know what you think I can do to up the show or whatever. Like I said, I don't know why I went to that rant, but you know, just give me some feedback. Even if you don't respond on here, you know what I'm saying? If you know me personally, which most of the people that's listening to it, ain't that many people watching anyway because I'm just getting it off the ground. But if you know me personally, man, just let me know like, hey, bro, I think you need to do this. I need to do that. Matter of fact, I got one guy that he critiqued my shows, not in a negative way, but he let me know like, hey man, you know, you maybe need to do this, maybe you need to do that. Cause even like last episode, I haven't went back and watched it yet, but he gave me his opinion on what he saw that were like a little flaw or whatever. So think I'm correcting what he was saying here or whatever, cause I took it as positive feedback, something that I can put into my arsenal or whatever. So I think I'm doing it. Maybe when I talk to him after he watches episode, he'll let me know. So I'm about to end this show, man. So, you know, you guys know what I'm saying. Just let me know what's up, man. Once again, I'm out. Peace.